Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call this meeting to order with a statement of proper notice. Notice of this meeting has been posted on the municipal bulletin board and forwarded to the Hopewell Valley News, the Trentonian, and the Hopewell Express on January 6th, 2025, in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act, Chapter 231, PL 1975. Roll call, please.
Committee Member Kuczynski?
Here.
Committee Member Kirandari?
Here.
Committee Member Berger?
Here.
Deputy Mayor Jay?
Here.
And Mayor Peterson?
Here. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And we're going to start tonight with a presentation by Central Jersey Legal Services. So if you'd like to just come up to the podium and introduce yourself.
Hey, thank you all very much for having us.
Make sure the microphone's on. Is the green light on?
There we go.
How's that?
Yeah, better.
There we go. Okay. Thanks everybody for having us. We will be brief, and we just want to introduce ourselves and what we do here in Mercer County. My name's Dan Rubin. I'm Deputy Director at Central Jersey Legal Services in the Mercer County office. I'm here with Kalea Edmundo, a Senior Staff Attorney with our office. And we are a nonprofit law firm. We have offices, our unit has offices in Mercer, Middlesex, and Union. We're in the Mercer County office. And we serve low-income and senior residents of Mercer County in civil legal matters. That includes housing issues, family law, consumer law, senior issues, public benefits, and access to health care are our main areas. And we have offices right now in downtown Trenton and in Hamilton, but we do serve anyone in the entire county. We can meet remotely with folks. If you have a senior in Hopewell, we certainly can accommodate them. Generally we are income restricted to folks who are at 250% of the federal poverty level. However, if they are 60 years or older, we have a different grant, and we can advise and assist clients who are 16 years and over, regardless of income. That's under the Title III Act. So, we're happy to be of assistance in any of these areas. There's been a lot of changes, things with SNAP and Medicaid, people have questions, things are changing all the time, and we're happy to help on a one-on-one basis to help guide your constituents through those. And one of the reasons we wanted to come, and we're very glad that you had us here, was just so you know that if you have constituents who are coming to any of you with legal questions, civil legal questions about any of these issues, please have them contact us. Kalea has some folders here that have all of our contact information, and we'll leave those with you. We have my business card and Kalea's card. You can contact us directly, please do. Just say you're at the meeting, and I'll make sure, Kalea will make sure you get to the right place. But we just wanted to introduce ourselves and make sure that you're all aware of who we are and what we do for you folks in Hopewell and elsewhere in Mercer County. Kalea,
Oh, thank you, Dan. So my name is Kalea Edmundo. I'm one of the senior staff attorneys in the Mercer County office. I'm in our Hamilton office, which primarily works with victims of domestic violence. So if you do have constituents who need help with family law matters or who are victims of domestic violence, please encourage them to call our office. In addition to our materials, I've also included some of our periodicals from Legal Services of New Jersey. These more focus on domestic violence, but on LS&J's website, there's a host of materials from landlord-tenant matters to consumer matters to DCP&P matters. And thank you for having us. I'll leave these on the table for you.
Thank you. You can actually leave them with our clerk if you don't mind. And thank you very much. And I have sent constituents to you with landlord issues and other things that I wasn't able to help with. So I appreciate it. Any questions from the committee?
So, one quick question. Who provides your funding?
We get funding from multiple sources. So there's some federal, some state, some county, some private donations, and then there's specialized grants like the Older Americans Act. So it's kind of a list of different groups.
Is there any concern about a possible loss of federal funding due to current and past events?
Major concern, yes. to put it lightly, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
You gave me the answer I expected, so I appreciate that.
We are fortunate to have really strong support from the state of New Jersey, and, there's no indication of that changing, but yes, federal funding is a concern, definitely.
And Mayor, I'm wondering if it might be useful if you have anything like a standard press release or something that could go perhaps in the senior newsletter or our town crier so that people can know about your services.
I'll echo that. I was thinking a similar thing, like I think we should, just for awareness standpoints, in the town crier would be great to put it out to every resident.
And maybe Ms. Fenton Newman, you could connect our senior coordinator, give her one of those packets that is dropped off, so we'll make sure that connection happens.
Sure, I'd be happy to forward, information specific, would you like specific to the seniors?
That would be great.
Yes,
Yeah,
we
I
have
can
that
forward
for sure.
Yeah.
We can definitely get that for you.
Wonderful. Anybody else, questions?
I was going to be asking similar just for information because I do think that we want to make sure we disseminate this, but I just want to say thank you for what you do. It's a real value and service to the community, and so appreciate you and appreciate you coming out here today to share all of this, not just with us, but a lot of people, get their news and information from watching these meetings, and so thank you.
Oh, well, thank you. Again, really appreciate you having us out and giving the opportunity to, let y'all know that we're here, and please, continue to refer people over. We'll do what we can to help them.
Yeah, I was just going to say that since we have, seniors get-togethers or something, would it be too much for you to kind of present it to that particular group, because we have senior center and all, it would be even more effective, and people will hear firsthand from you and answer whatever possible questions they have.
Yeah, we'd be happy to do that. We do that kind of thing for seniors throughout the county. If there's a specific event, under our grant, that's one of the things we do is we come out, we talk to seniors directly about topics that are important to them, relevant to them. I talk about scams targeting seniors sometimes. We talk about estate planning, housing issues specific to seniors. So we certainly can coordinate that. That's something we can.
Good. Maybe our
I'll
senior
connect you.
coordinator would be, Thank you so much for coming out, and
Thank you.
Yeah, the scams are particularly important to talk about. The chief and I have talked about these before. We've done a couple of our newsletter articles talking about scams. I mean, it's horrible that people lose literally their life savings over these scams, and then they're too ashamed to report it.
Right.
So anything that we can do to continue to get the word out that, here's what to look out for. And if it happens to you, don't be embarrassed. You're not the only one.
Right, yeah, and we like to do talks, at senior centers, talk to people to hopefully get to them before they fall too deep into it, because sometimes by the time they come to us, that money is long gone.
Yeah.
And law enforcement has trouble, like it's in Malaysia, it's real bad. So we certainly can do that.
We'll definitely connect you to our senior services coordinator.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
And I think the one other connection that's probably a great one to make is we have our incredible chief of police right here. I imagine that some folks in need of services and questions might actually be coming in, routing that way as well.
Yes.
Yeah, we have our information, so please feel free to.
All right, thank you so much.
All right, thanks very much. We
Have
appreciate
a
it.
good night.
Next, we have a proclamation. On a similar note, we have the Unity Communities of Light Day, which is on Monday, October 27th, a little earlier than it has been in the past, but we'll start out with Mr. Deputy Mayor Tate.
Thank you. Whereas it is the policy of Hopewell Township to recognize organizations that have contributed to the overall benefit of the community, and whereas Unity, formerly Women's Space, founded in 1977, has demonstrated a unique ability to provide comfort, support services, crisis intervention, and safety to women, men, and children who are victims of domestic violence, sexual assault, and strangulation, and
Whereas Unity, formerly Women's Space, in the belief that peace begins at home, has asked the Mercer County community to join them in their struggle against family violence by participating in their annual Communities of Light project. And
Whereas Unity, formerly Women's Space, has provided emergency shelter in secure locations and comprehensive services for victims of domestic violence since 1977, sexual assault since 2002, and strangulation since 2024 for more than 130,204 women, 17,782 children, and 9,397 men. Additionally, Unity, formerly Women's Space, has assisted more than 332,296 hotline callers over the last 48 years, and
Whereas Hopewell Township commends Unity, formerly Women's Space, for their efforts to bring an end to the cycle of interpersonal violence imposed on women, men, and children. And whereas Mayor of Hopewell Township, I urge that each and every household demonstrate their support of the concept that peace begins at home by placing luminaries along their driveways and sidewalks on Monday, October 27th, 2005, as a visible symbol of that support. And
Whereas the proceeds from Communities of Light 2025 will be used to fund vital services for victims of domestic violence, sexual assault, strangulation, and human trafficking. Now therefore, I, Courtney Peters Manning, Mayor of the Township of Hopewell, County of Mercer, State of New Jersey, do hereby proclaim October 27th, 2025 as Communities of Light Day, and hereby honor Unity on its many accomplishments and wish them continued success with Communities of Light in the years to come. Peace begins at home. It shines through our communities. Thank you very much. And we are having our luminaries on October 27th, which is a week from today at 5 o'clock, I believe. 5 o'clock. So I hope that as many of you can join us as possible. Okay, we do have 3 additional items for the agenda tonight. I will do those at the beginning of the resolutions. We have a resolution in support of clarifying telecommunications industry corporate tax responsibilities and shield local taxpayers from the costs of endless tax court litigation. And then we have the next 2 that go together, a resolution amending resolution number 25-362 to correct figures and authorize the 70% performance surety bond reduction for sanitary sewer improvements at 1 SP Drive, owner Urban Renewal LLC, Hopewell Park. And we have the bills and claims that go along to pay that corrected bill. We'll talk about that when we get there. So now we'll move to committee members and staff reports, starting with Mr. Snyder.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, Mayor and committee members. I only have one thing to report tonight. So Hopewell Township participated in a complimentary gypsy moth inspection provided by the state, and they reported to us that there are no significant egg clusters in the area, so treatment is not necessary.
It's wonderful news. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor.
Ms. Burkhead.
Good evening, thank you. I just have one update as of right now. I just heard back this morning for Councilperson Perrindari. I heard that NJ Transit is moving forward with their last revision, hopefully, on the bus stop near the shop right on Route 31. So they were asked last week by the DOT to make another final revision. That was submitted Friday. So hopefully good things.
Great news. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much. I know people are patiently waiting for this news, and I can't wait to see actually the shelter being built.
Yeah.
Because I personally see so many people waiting there in all kinds of weathers, and it's been a request for a long time.
A long time.
Yeah.
And thank you for driving that bus. No pun intended. Pun intended. Thank you. That's it? Okay. Mr. Goodell.
So about 2 weeks ago, the Superior Court in Mercer County, Judge Logie, resolved the matter that had been brought by Montvale and a group of about 30 other municipalities, challenging the procedures for adopting new affordable housing plans. He had refused originally to issue temporary restraints. That gave a clue as to where he was going. And sure enough, summary judgment motions were heard and decided by the judge just recently. In essence, what he ruled was that the program, in other words, the capital P program, that's been established by the new affordable housing law, is a voluntary program. And therefore, if towns want to challenge the procedures in the program, they can't do it. They don't have standing to do it. They voluntarily entered the program, they didn't have to, and therefore they don't have standing to challenge it. He went on to say that even if they did have standing, though, I find that the procedures adopted by the program are reasonable and designed to help effectuate a valid purpose, which is affordable housing. Now, I know there was a lot of discussion and debate about whether we should join that lawsuit. I think a lot of towns had that discussion and debate. Eventually, it was 30 that did out of the several hundred people that towns that did adopt affordable housing plans. So they're going to appeal, but full steam ahead for the program. We've got the same obligations we've always had, and that one opportunity for a judge to throw it out has been rejected now twice.
Thank you. Ms. Troutman.
I don't have anything tonight, thank you.
Okay, Ms. Fenton Newman.
Okay, sample ballots will be mailed out by Wednesday, September 22nd, if you haven't had them mailed to you already. The deadline is September 22nd.
October, I think, right?
Oh, October. Why did I put September? Thank you.
Yeah.
And then early voting begins on Saturday, October 25th to November 2nd, Monday to Saturday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. and Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And the closest place to vote is at the Pennington Firehouse at 120 Brummel Place. The deadline to apply for a mail-in ballot is Tuesday, October 28th. Drop boxes for the there's only one drop box for your mail-in ballots is on the curb in front of the municipal building between the police department and our main entrance. Voter information such as voting district, polling locations, or to see if you were registered can be looked up online at NJ Votes, or you can call the clerk's office and we can tell you where you need to vote or what your what your voting district is, or if you registered. The Mercer County Board of Elections has voted to extend a ban on electioneering to 200 feet of a polling location or a ballot drop box. It was previously 100 feet. The action was taken as a result of state law PL 2025 C92, which authorizes that change. And that's it.
Thank you. And I believe voters can drop their ballot off at any drop box in Mercer County, as long as it's in Mercer County, right? And they can vote at any early voting location in Mercer County. All right, thank you. We will move to...
Ms. Fenton Newman, could I ask you a question about the electioneering restriction? Is that from like the door of the ballot location, from the property line of the ballot location? Where is that measured from?
It's from the ballot box. So you would measure 200 feet in circumference of the ballot box, and you would measure 200 feet from the door of the election place. So that would be like this door here.
Okay.
And the municipal court door. So there could be a few feet in between, but yeah.
Okay.
Those are the spots.
All right. Thank you.
Mhm.
And you want to take it away with your update, Mr. Ruger?
I have no updates.
Okay, Mr. Gutinsky. No updates. Ms. Perrine.
Okay, just one quick update. Thank you, good evening. Tomorrow will be Environmental Commission meeting at 7 o'clock on Zoom.
Okay, thank you. Deputy Mayor.
Thank you. I've got two brief updates. One, we are down to the last 11 days of the Township photo contest. So again, thank you for so many folks who have already submitted, and again, welcome and invite others too. It's great to see photography from residents across, and again, wonderful to see it around the room and in the Township calendar. So appreciate all of that. The other thing, which I know we'll chat about when we actually get to resolutions, but you've heard me talk a lot about the Film Ready certification, which is a great economic development opportunity for the Township, in particular as we are approaching the 250th. Today, as you see on the agenda, we have a code of conduct as well as some updates to the temporary activities permit, which are all a part of that, but we will chat about that shortly.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so I have no updates tonight, so we will go straight to public. If you would like to speak, please come to the microphone, state your name, where you live, and limit your comments to 3 minutes or less. If you're on Zoom, please raise your hand, and Ms. Fenton Newman will call on you.
Yes, good evening, Jim Bird.
I don't think that's you. Try turning it off and then on again, maybe. I don't think that fuzz is you. Joy, do you know what that is?
Sometimes just speaking to the mic goes away.
Yeah, okay, there you go.
Is that better?
Okay.
Okay, Jim Bird, Hopewell Township. A few weeks ago, I was here to talk to you in regards to a few things. And one of the issues was fellow prior to me coming here said that if you're trying to get onto Route 31 North off of 295, they certainly have major problems because people that are coming off of.
Could you just hold on one second? I'm sorry, we're trying to figure out the technical difficulty. I think you can hear our microphones, right?
You're not hearing this?
Can you hear the rest of us?
Check.
Can you hear me?
Check. Can you hear me? Everybody can hear me.
Okay. Would it be easier if we just use a different microphone? Because it seems like the rest of the microphones are working.
Try it again.
Yeah. Is it on? The green
How's
light's
that?
on?
Does that work?
Is the green light on?
Green light's on.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, apparently people watching at home hear loud static.
Is this okay? It's still static with this? She said that's static. No?
What happens then?
George, the owl has a microphone too, right? Could we use that one? Or are we determined the problem is this microphone? Let's see what happens. Thank you, Chief. All right, so do you want to just stand over here by Mr. Goodell? Would that work?
Sure.
I think that,
I'll reach her.
you'll reach.
Yeah, how about that one?
How's
Just please don't trip.
Thank you.
Nobody walk that way.
There we go. Very good. Thank you.
All right. Yeah, Kathy, why don't you start?
Thank you. Once again, Jim Bird, Hopewell Township. Going back a month or so ago, there was a gentleman that said that anyone coming off of I-295 onto Route 31 North, they many a time were not seeing that there was a yield sign on the right. And he was basically told by people here up front that you can only have it on the right side, you can't have it on the left side. So what I did was I went and took some pictures and gave these to you. And this is in regards to, it's actually in Ewing, and it's where I-295 goes off onto River Road in that area. And so as you'll see, that there's yield signs on both sides. The other thing that I said was also, if you're coming down, going towards Pennsylvania on I-295, from Route 31, you'll come down, and on the right-hand side, there's a yield sign from the people that are coming off of, or coming from Route 31 onto I-295. And rarely do you see a situation where people slow down there. So I guess my question is to the mayor, to the members of the Township Committee, and also to the administrator, has anyone contacted the state of New Jersey in regards to this? Because if you have this, which is both sides of the road for a yield, it should also be taken seriously into consideration in other areas, such as coming off of I-95 going north onto Route 31, and also down on the area where I-295, you get off and you come to the circles at that area. So I'd like to find out, has anyone contacted the people in the state of New Jersey Transportation Department? I'd like to hear what the status is and who you spoke to, or what actually took place. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else would like to speak, please come up to the podium. If you're on Zoom, raise your hand, and Ms. Van Newman will call on you.
Hi, my name is Michael Malika from Brandon Farms, and I was trying to avoid coming here to talk about this, but I wanted to raise some concerns about the Ewing-Lawrence Sewer Authority, and what appear to be, at least to my reading of the code, some pretty serious violations that have not been addressed. I've been looking at this for over a year now. I've met with George a few times. He's been very helpful, but we don't seem to be getting anywhere. So I think he's raised it with you. I'd kind of like to know if there's some sort of firm timetable for when this is going to get resolved. Like I said, my reading of the code would indicate that there have been years and years and years of violations by numerous people that are completely unheeded. And at this point, there are illegal charges that are accumulating, and nothing seems to be being taken very seriously. So, thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else like to speak? Is there anyone on Zoom, Ms. Van Newman?
Can I speak behalf as a resident?
Absolutely. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, this is, I'm speaking as on behalf of the Hopewell Valley Indian community. We were able to organize a festive celebration on October 3rd, and I would like to extend the sincere gratitude to the Hopewell Fire and Hopewell Police, particularly making sure that the event is safe and enjoyable to everybody. And really, thank you, Chief. I'm glad you are here to hear it. And thanks to all committee members for the support as the resident of the Hopewell Township, and sincere gratitude also to the mayor and deputy mayor who came in person to extend their greetings for the community. And thank you.
Thank you. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'm not sure my dancing was very much to write home about, but I did my best.
Yes.
So I appreciate it.
We were able to get 450 people in
That's
that
wonderful. It was a great event.
place, and I got great, nothing but the great from everybody.
It was wonderful.
Thank
It was
you.
wonderful,
Thank
and, and my girls had a blast too.
All right, so with that, I'll close the public comment section, and I will start with the 295-31 issue. I certainly never said anything about what side of the road a yield sign has to be on. didn't, because I don't know what side of the road yield signs have to be on from, it's the off-ramp from 295 would be a federal DOT issue, and as you know, the government is shut down right now, so the federal government is shut down right now, so we can't ask the federal DOT. I'm not sure, I don't think anyone's working right now for the state. I do believe, Mr. Snyder, have we looked into that issue with the state DOT or Ms. Burkhead?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. We have reached out to, I believe her name is Kimberly Nance.
Yes.
At NJDOT. I emailed her after the other meeting in which this issue was brought up and asked her to look into it. I have not heard back from her
Would you mind
yet.
following up with her again?
Sure.
And see maybe for the next meeting where we are on that?
Sure thing.
Okay, thank you. And I will defer to Mr. Goodell since this is a legal issue about sewer rates. I think you have had conversations with Mr. Malika about.
No, I haven't had any conversations with him. I know, I read some
You need to give me your.
to Mr. Snyder, and he asked me to take a look at it. And our conclusion was that a lot of the complaints that you were making about the process were based on what the process would be for a sewer authority like ELSA itself. The township runs a wastewater utility, which is governed by a different statutory scheme, which gives the governing body great latitude in how they assess rates. They are not obligated to have the same notice and hearing process as an authority like ELSA is. And that's what certainly what I've conveyed. And the other issue there is that one of the bottom line that they've got with the utility is that it needs to pay for itself. And I know that that's what they strive to do, set rates that allow the costs and the cost of operation and the capital expenses to be recouped from the users themselves and not by the township as a whole. So that's certainly what I've conveyed. I think if you have any other complaints in particular about the specific rates, I think we're happy to hear them, but in terms of what I took to be your initial allegations that the whole process was wrong, we looked at it and determined that the process was not wrong.
May I respond?
Okay. Well, we have another public comment section at the end, but okay. I think that covers everything. So now we have minutes submitted for approval. We have the regular and executive meeting minutes of October 6th, 2025. Could I have a motion, please?
So moved.
And a second? Second. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed or abstentions? Minutes are adopted. Now tonight we have 3 resolutions on final hearing, public hearing, and adoption. We will start with A, an ordinance of the Township of Hopewell, amending Chapter 10, Fees and Permits, Section 9, Records, Section 10-9.1, Public Records of the revised general ordinances of the Township of Hopewell. May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
And a second?
Second?
Mr. Snyder, this is for charging for redacting body-worn camera footage, excuse me.
Correct,
Yes.
yes. Over the last several years, requests for body-worn camera footage has increased. Some of it's frivolous, some of it is legitimate, and the videos require sometimes hours of employee time to review and redact information, and this will establish a fee of $25 per hour if redaction is necessary, and the requester will receive an estimate before review and production.
Okay, and I'd like to admit, I had some concerns about this issue. I talked to the chief about this ordinance. We're actually charging less than we are allowed to charge under Oprah, and there are ways to reduce the cost. If somebody would like to body-worn camera footage, they can begin with 1 camera and then come back for more if they didn't get what they need. And they'll get an estimate before. I just wanted to make sure this doesn't impede access, but on the other hand, it is taking up a lot of our police department's time, and it came as a request from the police department. So any questions or comments from the committee before I open the public hearing?
No. I had the same concern you did about having an estimate in advance because people should know what they're getting into when they do this so they don't get an unexpected bill. So I appreciate that, and I think that really solves a big potential problem.
Thank you. Anyone else? My chair. So with that, I'll open the public hearing. If you would like to speak on this ordinance only, please come to the microphone, state your name, where you live, and limit your comments to 3 minutes or less. If you're on Zoom, raise your hand, and Ms. Van Newman will call you. I am seeing none, so could I have a motion to close the public hearing, please? And a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed or abstentions? The public hearing is closed. All right, any questions or comments from the committee before we vote? Roll call, please.
Committee Member Kaczynski.
Yes.
Committee Member Pirandari.
Yes.
Committee Member Ruger.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Chait.
Yes.
And Mayor Peters Manning.
Yes.
And this ordinance has been adopted on final reading and will be identified as number 25-1858.
Thank you. And our second one is an ordinance of the Township of Hopewell amending Chapter 7 of the Code of the Township of Hopewell entitled Traffic, Section 7-3.3, Schedule I, no parking, or Schedule 1, no parking. May I have a motion, please? And a second?
Second.
Ms. Burkhead.
Thank you, Mayor. Denell Road was repaved from Route 31 to Van Brunt Circle. The ordinance designates no parking along this stretch to comply with the Township's Complete Streets Ordinance. The no parking zone for Van Brunt Circle to the Lawrence border has been in place for several years.
Thank you. Any questions or comments from the committee? This one's pretty straightforward. Okay, so then that'll open the public hearing. Same rules as last time. If you'd like to speak on this ordinance only, come to the podium or raise your hand on Zoom. I am seeing none, so could I have a motion to close the public hearing, please?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Any questions or comments from the committee before we vote? Roll call, please.
Committee Member Kaczynski.
Yes.
Committee Member Pirandari.
Yes.
Committee Member Ruger.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Chait.
Yes.
Mayor Peters Manning.
Yes.
And this ordinance has been adopted on its final reading and will be identified as number 25-1859.
And forgive me, I did something to my chair, so I've sunk. So I'm trying to fix it, but not doing it very successfully. Okay, our final one, ordinance appropriating $433,000 from the Open Space Capital Fund in and by the Township of Hopewell and the County of Mercer, State of New Jersey. May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
And a second.
Second.
Ms. Troutman.
Thank you. So this ordinance is, it would be appropriating $433,000 out of the Open Space Capital Fund. It is not a bondable, it's not a bonding ordinance. This is a fully funded ordinance. We have started a project on the LHT. The preliminary designs are completed, and we have a final design as well. We're getting ready to move to construction phase. This 433 would supplement an existing grant that we already have in the amount of $280,000. There's also a second grant that the township has applied for, but we have not heard notification of whether it's been awarded. So in the meantime, in order to proceed with the project and keep it moving, we want to use the open space funds now. And if the grant is awarded to the township, we would be able to pay ourselves back with the grant money.
And could you remind us what the balance is approximately in the Open Space Fund right now? Because I think, remember it being quite healthy.
It's quite healthy.
In the millions.
Couple million.
Yeah, so that's, I think this is an excellent use of those funds with or without the grant. But any questions or comments from the committee? Okay, so I'll open the public hearing. Same rules as last time. If you'd like to speak, please come to the microphone. If you're on Zoom, please raise your hand on this ordinance only. Yeah. Anyone on Zoom, Ms. Fenton Newman?
No one on Zoom, Mayor.
Okay, so could I have a motion to close the public hearing, please?
So moved.
And a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Committee Member Kaczynski.
Yes.
Committee Member Pirandari.
Yes.
Committee Member Ruger.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Chait.
Yes.
Mayor Peters Manning.
Yes.
And this ordinance has been adopted on final reading and will be identified as number 25-1860.
Thank you. And now we will move on to resolutions, and I will begin with the three additional items. The first one is a resolution in support of clarifying telecommunications industry corporate tax responsibilities and shield legal taxpayers from the cost of endless tax court litigation. May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
And I'll explain this one. There is litigation going on right now. It's actually mainly involving Hopewell Borough and Verizon. Verizon, from a very outdated law, when they have fewer than 51%, Mr. Goodell, please correct me if I misstate anything, but if they have fewer than 51% of the dial tones in a town, they are saying that they don't need to pay any property taxes on all of the property that they own in the municipality. So we are working with other mayors around the state to fight this, and the League of Municipalities is looking for information. Mr. Snyder filled out a survey for them, and we are passing this resolution registering our objection. Mr. Goodall, would you like to add anything?
It's even worse than what you suggest.
And that
So
was
in other words,
bad that I suggested. Yeah.
It's a very outdated law, but it applies to Verizon as one of the legacy carriers. And they owe taxes on their property within a town if they have 51% of the local telephone exchange has dial tone. Their first, in 2007 or 2008, they sued Hopewell Borough, saying it was illegal and unconstitutional to try to collect that tax. Hopewell Borough took the case to the New Jersey Supreme Court, which just last year, a decade of litigation, said no, it is constitutional. But then Verizon had a second challenge, and that is in every town, not just Hopewell Borough, but every town, including our town, they are now saying they, Verizon, are the only ones who know exactly what percentage they served, and, more importantly, what the local telephone exchange is. It's not the borders of the town. The local telephone exchange could cross township borders. So they are the only ones who have access to those key pieces of information. So they are challenging the taxes throughout the state. And every town, including ours, now has a tax appeal. The tax court judges don't know what to do with them. They've consolidated all of the cases, and they're being handled regionally by tax court judges. But in the interim, the only way to fix this is to change the law.
And I think there's a bill in the legislature, and we're registering ourselves.
This would support
Yes.
changing the law to make it more clear.
Yes. Okay, any questions or comments from the committee? All those in favor?
Mayor,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
going to, out of an extreme abundance of caution,
Understood.
I'm going to abstain from this.
Understood. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed or abstentions?
Abstain.
Okay, resolution passes. Next, we have a resolution amending resolution number 25-362 to correct figures and authorize the 70% performance surety bond reduction for sanitary sewer improvements at 1 SP Drive, owner Urban Renewal LLC, Hopewell Park. May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
And a second? Ms. Troutman, this one also goes with the bills and claims that are going along with it.
Yes,
Explain
agreed.
to us
So,
what happened.
yep, at our October 6th meeting, we passed a resolution to reduce the surety bond to 1 SP Drive, also known as KRE, for a parcel that they're doing construction on there. And it was a reduction of the surety bond and a refund of a performance guarantee based upon the amounts of what we thought were the bond on hand and the cash on hand. After the passing of that resolution, it was determined that the actual amounts on hand were greater than the amounts listed in the original resolution. Therefore, the reduction needed to change to a new amount for the new reduced amount of the surety bond, as well as the amount of the refund owed to that developer, so that the township would have enough still on hand, so we wouldn't be left short.
Okay. Any questions or comments from the committee? All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed or abstentions? Resolution passes. And next, we have the bills and claims that authorizes the payment of this. So any questions or comments? Roll call, please. For the bills and claims, number 3.
You moved those other together?
I did not mean to move them together.
Okay. I'm
sorry.
sorry.
Could I have a
missed-
motion, please, for bills and claims, number 3?
So moved.
And a second.
Second.
Now roll call, please. Thank you.
Thank you. Thought I missed something. Committee Member Kaczynski?
Yes.
Committee Member Pierandari?
Yes.
Committee Member Ruger?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Chait?
Yes.
And Mayor Peters Manning?
Yes.
Bill resolution number 3 passes.
Thank you. Now we'll move to regular resolutions. We have a resolution authorizing refunds from Hopewell Township escrow accounts. May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
This would normally have been on the consent agenda, but a consent agenda with only one item doesn't make any sense. So any questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed or abstentions? Resolution passes. B, a resolution authorizing a shared services agreement by and between the Township of Hopewell and the Township of East Windsor for a public health officer. May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
And a second.
Second.
Mr. Snyder.
Thank you, Mayor. The state requires each town to have a health officer on call, and currently East Windsor does not have a health officer, so Hopewell Township will be the provider of this shared service with East Windsor to provide the health officer service. And it's for a 1-year term, which can be renewed at the end of the year, and it will generate a revenue of $2,560 per month for the township.
And Mr. Dorsey is confident that he has the bandwidth to be able to provide this service?
Yes, absolutely. We recently provided the same service for Ewing, which ended, so now we could enter into one.
I saw that they
with
swore
East
in the new
Windsor.
health officer in Ewing. I saw that today. Okay, happy to help our neighbors. Any questions or comments from the committee?
No, I just think it's great that we're continuing to see shared services, so thank you.
Yeah, I would like to thank our township and the health officer for working on this and, with the spirit of helping our neighboring towns. Thank you.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed or abstentions? Resolution passes. C, a resolution for renewal of membership in the Mid-Jersey Municipal Joint Insurance Fund, also known as the JIF. May I have a motion, please? And a second.
Second.
Ms. Fenton Newman.
So, our membership in the Mid-Jersey Municipal Joint Insurance Fund terminates on January 1st. This is authorizing a 3-year renewal, and the JIF covers insurance and risk management services to the township, manages the liability, property, and workers' compensation risk while, controls costs and improves safety. So
It's something we want to be a part of.
let's hope so.
Any questions or comments from the committee? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed or abstentions? Resolution passes. D, a resolution of the Township Committee of the Township of Hopewell establishing intent to seek film-ready New Jersey certification and adopting a code of conduct for motion picture and television production companies. May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
And a second.
Second.
Deputy Mayor, take it away.
Thank you. As I mentioned earlier, one of the things that the township is doing is seeking certification through the Film Ready New Jersey program. And one of the requirements of that, in addition to other work being done, is that we need to have a code of conduct specifically for when film crews would come into the township. And so that's exactly what this does and codifies. And as we've said, we think that this is a wonderful opportunity for economic development, as well as to really just shine a light on the incredible places and community that we have. So very excited to see this.
And thank you for taking the lead on this. I know it's a lot of work, and it was reviewed by every department in the township, and it seemed simple, but it was not. It came with a lot of work behind it and a lot of thought behind it. Any questions or comments from the committee?
So, Deputy Mayor, thank you for doing this. We talked about this before, Film Ready New Jersey, which promotes filming in New Jersey, which is a multi-million-dollar industry. Comparing the code that you worked on, Deputy Mayor, against the model code, I see that you made some changes in it that I am fully in agreement with. That, for example, keeps us from being the clothing police for people who appear. That would not be something we want to get into. The idea of having the code of conduct it's a start. And if we end up getting more people coming to Hopewell Township for filming, then we might move into something else. But the Film Ready New Jersey group, New Jersey Motion Picture and Television Commission, said start with the code. That should cover most of the things. So, the idea of using the temporary activity permit, let's hope, my hope is that at some point we have to do something that is more detailed than this, because we have so many people coming to the township wanting to film here, wanting to publicize Hopewell Township, and wanting to spend money in local stores. So, thank you for getting us, this far.
Anyone else? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed or abstentions? Resolution passes. E, a resolution authorizing the adoption of the temporary activities permit application. May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
And a second.
Second.
Mr. Snyder.
Sure, thank you, Mayor. The township uses temporary activity permits to monitor events that are under 200 people, like block parties or weddings. And we're adding checklists to this application so that to streamline it for the residents and our internal communication. And I'd like to thank Ms. Fenton Newman and her staff and Ms. Burkhead and the Health Department for working, and the Fire Department and the Police Department for working on these checklists.
Okay, well, I appreciate that it was reviewed and modernized and make sure that what we're asking for is actually what we need, so it's wonderful. Any questions or comments from the committee?
So, Mr. Snyder, how many people get these right the first time?
That's a good question. Wendy, that your office handles the tabs.
Thank you. Actually, most of them come in, I'd say about 95% of the people come in with all the information up front because they do make phone calls. And Ms. Ranolo from my office is very thorough when she's working with people who are interested in these applications and telling them up front. So by the time they get to us, it's actually a good percentage that we're ready to go.
That's really good to hear, because it saves everybody time in the end to be able to ask the questions up front. So thank you.
Thank you. Okay, anybody else? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed or abstentions? Resolution passes. F, a resolution to cancel unexpended grant balances. May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Ms. Troutman?
Thank you. So this is just a little bit of accounting cleanup. These grants are completed, and the way to officially close them out is by resolution.
Okay. Any questions or comments from the committee? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed or abstentions? Resolution passes. Now we have bills and claims. Bills and claims number 1. May I have a motion, please?
So moved.
And a second?
Second?
Ms. Troutman?
Yep, so this is the general bills for the township. It does include the November school payment, which I will hold on to until that comes due. And that's the only unusual bill in this bill.
And it's everything but the Comcast bill.
There's no Comcast on this one.
All right. Roll call, please.
Committee Member Kaczynski?
Yes.
Committee Member Pirandari?
Yes.
Committee Member Berger?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Chait?
Yes.
Mayor Peters Manning?
Yes.
Bills and claims number 1 passes.
And now could I have a motion for bills and claims number 2, which is the Comcast bill?
No.
No,
It's not the Comcast
No?
bill, my bad.
Oh.
It is, at our last meeting, Mr. Kaczynski abstained
Oh.
from a refund resolution.
My
This is-
apologies. I assume it's the Comcast bill when we have
So this is the payment that
It's not
goes,
always me.
Almost.
this is
Okay.
the payment that goes with the resolution that he abstained on.
Okay, wonderful. Okay. Could we have a motion, please?
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Committee Member Kaczynski?
Abstain?
Committee Member Pirandari?
Yes.
Committee Member Berger?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Chait?
Yes.
And Mayor Peters Manning?
Yes.
And bills and claims number 2 passes.
All right, wonderful, thank you. All right, now we have public number 2. So if you'd like to speak, come to the microphone, same rules as last time, state your name, where you live, limit your comments to 3 minutes or less. If you're on Zoom, please raise your hand, and Ms. Fenton Newman will call on you.
Hello, this is Michael Malika, Brandon Farms again. So to just follow up on the previous conversation about ELSA. So I'm familiar with 40A, and I understand that it provides leniency to the township in how it goes about determining rates. But I also believe that the township is supposed to adhere to the code, that the code would override 40A. Now, I know there's process, there's also specific issues, and I never seem to get an answer from anybody on a specific issue. I just kept being told, well, it's the process. But there are specific things. The code requires that all users, each user, be notified of the rate at least every year, okay? Users have not been notified of the most recent rate change, all right? Prior to that, for the 10 or 12 years that all of the costs accumulated, apparently nobody was notified of the rates. Apparently, it was reviewed in order to determine that rates needed to be raised to account for all of that extra money. So there are very specific issues that I'm not getting answers to, and it's not just a process question. So I'm finding it very disturbing that this has been over a year now that I've been presenting these same exact questions, and I don't get answers, real answers. Thank you.
Thank you. Would anyone else like to speak?
Yes, Jim Bird, Hopewell Township. I spoke with an individual at Hopewell Park a few weeks ago and he said to me that he's paying an exorbitant amount of money for sewer with ELSA. And I reflected back on Brandon Farms and that development there. And I said to him, what happened at Brandon Farms was that the people at Brandon Farms actually separated their water usage from their sewer usage. In other words, if they were watering their lawn, that would be just the cost on the water, not on the sewer. But if it was used for sewer, then they, of course, would be paying more money for the sewer aspect. And I said to him, he may want to come and talk to you people about making this transition at not only Hopewell Park, but the other relatively new developments that are taking place, because they really shouldn't have to be paying, if they're just using the water for washing their car, for watering their lawn, whatever the case may be, but they shouldn't have to pay for the sewer costs on that. So I wanted to find out what you plan on doing for the people in these different developments in regards to that. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Is there anyone else that would like to speak?
Good evening, Andrew Borders, Hilton Court here in the Township. I want to follow up on my comments from the last meeting regarding the construction work in Brandon Farms and the street light issue on Hilton Court. To review my efforts at getting answers to this, I attended our condo board meeting on September 16th. I was told that the construction project would not happen this year, but they did not know when it would happen. I followed up with Deputy Mayor Chait via email on September 17th in his role as liaison to the Public Works, letting him know that I would like to weigh in on this, and if he had any information on when to begin. I did not receive a reply to that. On October 6th, we received the email that construction would start on October 13th, so I attended that night's meeting 2 weeks ago. I suggested a Zoom meeting with the affected residents. No one took me up on that. I emailed the mayor, the deputy mayor, and committee member Krasinski, as well as Mr. Snyder and Ms. Burkhead that night to follow up on my comments and again suggest a Zoom meeting. I received a perfunctory reply from Deputy Mayor Chait, and nothing on that until today when I received an email from Mr. Snyder saying it was open to the meeting. However, in that time, the construction began on October 13th, and we now have this island that was cut out of Hilton Court that likely cost thousands of dollars and has no obvious reason for it. So a Zoom meeting with the residents would have been helpful a couple weeks ago before construction began, but now we have this in the road. All that is left from my suggestions that can be put into place, I certainly hope you do, is that we forego the striping and forego the no parking signs except for one. There are scheduled to be 5 no parking signs at the end of this small little cul-de-sac. One will do. Just put it up on the street light and be done with it, and pave the roads, no stripes. I've lived there for 15 years. Residents have cycled in and out a few times. We've never had parking issues. On the street lights, Mr. Snyder suggested filing a complaint with the BPU. I did that online today. I think, Mayor, that they have shown through their actions that fixing the streetlights on Hilton Court is not a priority for them, and that is why I'm here. We are your residents, and we are quite literally in the dark. So if it takes the township hiring someone to fix them and sending PSE&G the bill, please look into that, because it's only going to get darker for longer and colder, at least for the next few months. So I hope to hear from you on ways we can minimize the impact on Hilton Court regarding the construction project and unnecessary lines and signs, and I look forward to hearing from you on what can be done to make up for what PSE&G is not doing to fix those streetlights on Hilton. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else like to speak? Is there anyone on Zoom, Ms. Fenton? Okay, so with that, I'll close the public comment section. Mr. Goodell, I'm going to defer to you on the sewer issue with the...
He's got complaints that the township didn't follow its own rules. I leave that to the township to determine. I think that, you know, the ordinance was adopted. I think it's a legal ordinance, but, you know.
I think the issue of notice, that we should make sure that we're giving Brandon Farms residents notice of the rate change, and I think, I hope we do that. We certainly send the bills. I don't know if the bills count as notice, but I don't want to get into the application of the legal standard.
We're not going to get into the weeds at this point.
Yeah, so we changed the ordinance to increase it by the CPI and review it every year so that we wouldn't have the problem of one large increase after many years of no increases. So that was the intention of the ordinance. I'll work with Ms. Troutman. I think we've talked about when the during the budget process every year, we talk about all of the utilities. We always talk about the ELSA utility and the rates. So we'll make sure to do that this year, and I would love your thoughts, Ms. Troutman.
Correct. So we do, during our budget discussions, we do discuss the revenues that come in and the expenses that go out. Mr. Goodell was referring to the process that's called, we want our utility to be self-liquidating, which means the revenues that come in need to be able to exceed the amount of the expenses that we need to cover. I can coordinate with Mr. Snyder and our tax collector who does the billing for the utility going forward, so that we can come up with a process that may be more open than what we've done in the past. It's just a procedural thing that we can work together.
And even if what we're doing is technically correct, if the residents aren't
Yes.
getting the notice, we should do something different
We could
to make
say
sure
it
that
louder.
everybody understands
Yes.
what the rates are changing. So, and I know Mr. Snyder has had many meetings with you and written, correspondence. So, please continue to follow up on that, Mr. Snyder. Mr. Byrd, thank you for bringing up the irrigation meter issue in Hopewell Park. We actually, the deputy mayor and I met, and the chief and members of the police department met with members of the Hopewell Park community just this week. We started over there with a little tour of the community, and we came back here, and they did bring up the irrigation meter. They have been in communication with Mr. Snyder about that issue, and it's in progress, the fix for that. I do want to agree with you that ELSA charges Hopewell Township residents exorbitant sewer rates. That is what we've been talking about this entire time, that the cost of bringing infrastructure to that development was exorbitant, and that is why, among other things, we had to have a pilot for that development in order to make it financially feasible. Okay, Hilton Court, I know their deputy mayor, replied right away just to make sure that you knew that we got your email. And then it took Mr. Snyder a little bit of research to make sure he had answers to your questions. So I think that's why you described the email as perfunctory, but I think it was merely a acknowledgement. And then I saw the email from Mr. Snyder today. Mr. Snyder, the streetlights, I don't know about the, for the paving issues and the parking issues, I know that is a requirements of our taking over the roads in Brandon Farms. So I'm not sure how much flexibility we have with that. Mr. Goodell, could you mention, or could you?
What I know is that through the long years of Brandon Farms Community Association, we took over roads, and when we take them over, they have to comply with municipal standards. Many of those roads were designed to be private roads, and so to conform with municipal standards, they have to be rebuilt. And there were sections that the township was not going to take over until they were rebuilt. That happens now. As to what striping goes where, it's not a legal issue, that's an engineering issue. That has to do with what the contractor says or what the engineering requirements are.
I think the bigger problem is the streetlights. So we definitely want to make sure that the streetlights get turned back on. What have your communications been with PSE&G, Mr. Snyder? I know it was included in your email, but you could have.
Sure, I'll elaborate.
Yes,
so probably a month or more ago, Mr. Borders emailed us about the streetlights being out there, and even though it's still not a township road, we decided to take a look at it. One of our employees took a picture of a sign that's on the pole, and it's a PSE&G sign that says they're aware that the lights do not work and there's an underground issue. So I reached out to our regional rep, and he acknowledged it and said they're working on it. So, but also in my meeting with BPU regarding the Elizabethtown Gas Project, I brought this up. So now I am CCing BPU on my correspondence with PSC&G, and I will follow up again.
Thank you. All right, so on it.
Yes, and even though it's not, we don't, the township does not maintain the lights, it's not township roads, I agree with Mr. Board, it's their township residents, and we need to be on top of this.
I appreciate your advocacy. Okay, I think that covers everything. So with that, we have executive tonight. Our topics are litigation, real estate, personnel, and contracts. Could I have a motion to go into executive, please?
So moved.
And a second?
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed or abstentions? Okay, we're in executive. Whereas it is necessary for the Township Committee to discuss real estate, legal, contract negotiations, and/or personnel matters, and whereas NJSA 10:4-12 permits the Township Committee to conduct a meeting from which the public is excluded in order to discuss such matters, and whereas the time, when, and circumstances under which discussion conducted in executive session may be disclosed to the public is when appropriate. Now therefore be it resolved by the Township Committee of the Township of Hopewell, County of Mercer, State of New Jersey, that the Township Committee shall forthwith conduct an executive session to discuss the above. Be it further resolved that the scope of the aforesaid executive session will be limited to the above matters as stated. Thank you.